Eto na ang programang magiging gabay mo upang ikaw ay matuto. DepEd 12 Radyo Eskwela! Makinig at matuto. DepEd 12 Radyo Eskwela! Alternatibong programang handog ng DepEd Soxargen na kahit saan ka man ay matututo ka. DepEd 12 Radyo Eskwela!
Naguguluhan, nalilito. Paano ba kung matututo?
Good morning, our dearest grade 10 students. This is your school on the air in grade 10 English. We are glad to be learning with you through radio. I am Hera Joy Alcahoy from Buayan National High School. Make sure that you are in your most comfortable place and can clearly hear our broadcast. Have you eaten your meal? In order for you to learn and understand our lesson this day properly, it would be better if you have already eaten your meal. This time, I wanted to bring out your handout. Again, let me remind you that our lesson for today is about organizing panel discussion in making decisions. Okay, please bring out your handout. Before we start our new lesson, may I remind you of our previous lesson. In the previous lessons, you have discovered various text types such as news reports, speeches, and informative talks. You have also learned their importance by using significant information and create something from it. I do hope that you can still remember all of those. This time, let us know the answers from your previous quiz. Can you still remember your answers? If you have a copy of your answers, please bring it out. Here are the answers: description, explanation, definition, demonstrative, and lastly, understanding informative speech. What is your score? How many correct answers did you get? I do hope that you answered the questions well. Later, we will have a short quiz again. If you will listen very carefully and attentively to the lesson, I am sure you can answer the questions well. This time, please be ready to learn our new lesson. Are you ready? If you wanted to go to the toilet or drink water, do it now because few moments from now, we are going to learn our new lesson. As what I have said a while ago, our lesson for today is about constructing personal informative speech. Please bring out your handout so you can follow me. This is our module number 1, lesson number 4.
Grade 10 English, Quarter 1, Module 1, Lesson 4, Using Information Sources in Everyday Life.
Once again, good morning grade 10 learners. Our lesson is about organizing panel discussion and making decisions. At the end of the lesson, you are expected to use information from panel discussions that can be used in everyday life. Are you ready? Please get your notebook and ballpen because we are now going to start our lesson. To decide on matters in addressing certain issues requires a gathering of information. Sometimes, differing ideas can be difficult to handle, making it tough to come up with one idea. Panel discussions are useful if an issue is too complex for one person to handle, or if the audience needs to be exposed to various viewpoints at the same session. To avoid long-winded or disjointed sessions, here are some basic tips to help the audience engage in a meaningful and lively discussion. First, keep the panel small and focused. Small panel number will be easy to manage and to flesh out all points of view. Second, plan the questions ahead of time. Planning questions will help you bullet some points to discuss during the discussion. Third, open with a brief reference to the topic being discussed. It is important to welcome the audience and lead into the topic with a short hook. A short quote, an analogy, or anecdote will warm up the audience and highlight the importance of the event. Fourth, keep the focus on the panel, not on you. Maintain an appropriate tone, keep people on task, and ensure everyone gets ample time to present his or her point of view. Fifth, prepare your cut-off phrases ahead of time. Having some pre-planned cut-off phrases will help filter the long-winded ramble of topics. Using this tactic will keep the discussion focused and on time. Okay, altogether, these are some basic tips to help the audience engage in a meaningful and lively discussion. Keep the panel small and focused. Plan the questions ahead of time. Open with a brief reference to the topic being discussed. Keep the focus on panel, not on you. And lastly, prepare your cut-off phrases ahead of time. Please bring out your handout and look over these basic tips to help the audience engage in a meaningful and lively discussion. Okay, let us dig deeper into the topic. Now, managing a panel discussion will be a lot easier when you use the tips. A panel discussion is a format used at conventions, conferences, and meetings where a group of people who are skilled in a specific topic engage in conversation together in front of an audience. One good example of this is imagining that you are one of the classroom officers and you need to address the issue on imposing fines for not wearing school uniform. How you will help you manage the session regarding the certain issue. Again, these are some basic tips to help the audience engage in a meaningful and lively discussion. Keep the panel small and focused. Plan the questions ahead of time. Open with a brief reference to the topic being discussed. Keep the focus on the panel, not on you. And lastly, prepare your cut-off phrases ahead of time. I hope that you have understood your lesson today in organizing panel discussion and making decisions and have realized the importance of news in our daily lives. We have learned organizing panel discussion and making decisions. We enjoyed the lesson, right? We will do the recap later after some reminders. And we are back on School on the Air in Grade 10 English. A while ago, I shared about organizing a panel discussion and making decisions. This time, let us do the recap. Please open your notes and let us review what you have learned today. I shared about some basic tips to help the audience engage in a meaningful and lively discussion. Keep the panel small and focused. Plan the questions ahead of time. Open with a brief reference to the topic being discussed. Keep the focus on the panel, not on you. Lastly, prepare your cut-off phrases ahead of time. believe you have learned a lot from the very start of our lesson. It's a pleasure that you will perfectly remember the significant points of your lesson. Now that we are done with our lesson, it is time to measure your knowledge on what you have learned today. Please bring out your 1/2 sheet of paper. Please write your name and date today. Please do not forget the lesson number for this quiz today. Module number 1, lesson number 4. Good, that is correct. Are you ready? Please set aside your notes and listen very carefully. Fill in the blanks with the correct answer to complete the sentence. Here are the questions. Number 1. A blank is like a meeting or convention that addresses certain issues or problems with a group of people. Number 2. A blank needs to have a broad perspective and point of view to discuss a certain issue. Number 3. A panel should be small and blank so that it would be easy to manage. Number 4. It is much better to plan the blank ahead of time to prepare for unexpected topics that may arise during the discussion. Number 5. A good panel member prepares blank phrases to avoid the long-winded and lengthy topics. That ends our short quiz for today. Have you answered all the questions, students? Make sure that you have written all the important details in your 1/2 sheet of paper. If you have more questions, please do not hesitate or include to write it down. If you have questions or would like to clarify, please write them down as well. Here are the answers. Number 1. Panel discussion. 2. Panel member. 3. Focused. 4. Questions. And number 5. Cut off. This ends our discussion for today. Another lesson has been learned and understood. To further enhance your understanding on the lesson, please read your handout. You will be notified by your subject teacher through text message for more information and clarification. You can also send your activity to your teacher's email or send a message through Facebook. That ends our Module 1 lessons. We will be starting Module 2 on our next lesson. Make sure to stay tuned on the School on the Air. Till next time, this has been your teacher on air, Miss Hera Joel Cahoy from Buayan National High School for School on the Air in Creighton, English. Always remember to study well. I hope to be learning with you again on our next lesson. Goodbye!
Bagong araw na naman, bagong kaalaman, bagong matututunan sa paaralang panghimpapawid. Kami samahan, sabayan ng mga aralin. masyadong kagigiliwan. Oras na, alisto na, halina't makinig at matuto sa